This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. You can find all my work at mjmunoz.com. Welcome to Red Panda Report. This time I'm talking about Red Panda Adventures episode 13 called The Hand of Fate. It was originally aired October 7th, 2006, written and directed by Greg Taylor of Dakota Ring Theater. And I'll read to you the synopsis or the intro for the episode, the copy for the episode. A mysterious stranger dies in the street in front of the fashionable Club Macaw. Were his claims of membership simply the sad ravings of yet another victim of hard times? Or is there something far more sinister at work? Could he truly have been the son of a wealthy house long thought dead? Can even the Red Panda and the Flying Squirrel succeed in a struggle with the Hand of Fate? So, I thought this was a cool episode. It was fun, it was simple. There wasn't too much for me to go on about, so this might end up being a shorter episode, which I don't think is a problem for you or me. So anyway, I will just go ahead and get straight into it. There was some interesting banter that Kit had with some of the drivers of the other wealthy men who frequent the Club Macaw, and her banter with them was interesting for a couple reasons. It kind of revealed a little bit about her character, and it revealed, there were some personal details that I don't really care to recount at the moment. Go listen to the episode. It's good stuff. But it revealed an interesting dynamic between her and Red Panda, where she is a salt of the earth woman. She grew up, I don't know if she grew up poor or not necessarily, but she grew up, as a lower class, probably, person, and, her dad had a big impact on her, and she comes from a loving home, and her mom still cares about her, and she's very comfortable talking to these, not toughs, but just these normal guys who are, very much blue collar, and it's interesting because it kind of shows how well-rounded she is, and the fact that she is also able to interact well with Red Panda, mostly because I think that we can all agree that the idea of being a masked vigilante, of running around, beating up bad guys at night, that's more of a blue collar thing than a white collar thing. Yes, it takes money, and as Kit says in the episode, it takes money to keep in grapple guns and gas grenades, but also, you could just go out there and use your fist to beat people up and stop crimes and things like that. And I get the feeling that being from that more blue-collar world, that that's what gives her the edge that she needs in order to be the Flying Squirrel and to have the interactions with Red Panda that she does. And I think that's why there's that, attraction and that pull there, and partly why he, has garnered her interest. I'll just leave it at that. And I think that's pretty cool. There's a funny bit where, like I said, I kind of spoiled this for myself already. He brings up, hey, you'd like me if I was one of these, blue-collar guys, wouldn't you? You'd like me better. And she says no, because then you wouldn't have the money to provide me with the awesome Pandamobile and everything else that we have. So, like I said, that's kind of interesting. And that divide between them, I don't know that too much is made of it, or that something is made of it throughout the entire series, and it's like a thing that needs to come up time and time again. But it is definitely, kind of present here. And I don't know, it's kind of fun. He is a have, and she is from the have-not. So I guess it makes sense that it would be talked about. And I guess I appreciate the realism of that in this, crazy fictional world. And, that's about that. It is interesting that they bring up the money and the divide and the wealth, because it turns out that this episode is about people being consumed by greed and wanting money and being willing to do just about anything to get it. And Red Panda, in his secret identity, uses his hypnosis to a small degree to interrogate a woman who's the relative of the guy mentioned in the beginning of the he's in the beginning of the episode, and he's mentioned in the copy. He's the long thought dead guy who ends up dying in front of the Club Macaw. And one of his relatives, I believe it's his sister, is interviewed by Red Panda. Excuse me. And He only uses a light hypnotic spell on her because, and he calls it a spell. That's kind of weird, like lore and world building stuff that I hadn't remembered. That he actually calls it a spell, despite the fact that it's more science and technique than, actual magic. But anyway, he gets this lady to talk to some extent, but he won't push the spell because he doesn't want to reveal who he is or tip his hand too much, I guess, and give a hint to the fact that he might be that marvelous masked mystery man. So that was kind of cool, and I like his interactions with people in his secret identity. Actually, yes, I like his interactions with people as his secret identity, not just him being in a cover ID, but when he's interacting with others of his class, let's say, and he's not trying to let them on to who he is or what he can do. It's interesting, especially because the contrast. You know who he is as Red Panda, and then seeing him be this other person is, it's dynamic. So that's fun. And again, I'm bringing up the fact that these wealthy people, excuse me, I guess I'm not giving away the plot quite yet. So basically, wealthy people are coordinating with a scientist at an insane asylum, and they're basically doing that in order to secure themselves the fortunes of their families while having their relatives squirreled away, so to speak, and hidden from public view with the excuse that they are insane, or the claim that they're insane. Is it true or is it not? Again, you got to listen to the episode to find out the intricacies of that. And I guess I'll spill a little bit of it now because, we get to see this interesting, interaction where Kit goes to the jail, or to the asylum rather, and it's been 4 days apparently, and Red Panda thinks it's only been a few hours, but he was so drugged up on I just spoiled it right there. He was so drugged up on this concoction that was made by the people at the asylum that he was mollified. He was pacified. He was basically in a cage of his own mind, and she was able to use a clever trick to fix that for him and get him out of there. But yeah, and then things resolve themselves. Basically, they help the people who are there under false pretenses, and justice or revenge is done to the bad guys who put them there to some extent. And that's basically it. It was a pretty simple, straightforward episode, and I know there was a lot of neat stuff in it. So definitely one that I enjoyed. Something I really enjoyed was that there's a little bit of Chief O'Malley maybe coming around to them that's mentioned. And there's also, and the reason Chief O'Malley might be coming around to them, and he has closed in a crime scene so they can check it out, he's apparently informed Flying Squirrel of this, is because there's a new villain who's mentioned but not seen, he doesn't appear here, called the Genie, who robs banks with the aid of a flying carpet. And there will be more Genie to come. So, I actually need to check my notes now and find out if I need to pause in talking about all these different episodes and actually get into one of the books. I might have to do that. Yes, I might. Let me see. Maybe I won't. If the books reveal Red Panda's name, his secret identity, then I don't necessarily want to do that. I know. I'll have to think about that again. And anyway, if you see a book review, a book analysis, whatever, coming out of Red Panda, then you'll know my decision and you'll learn his name early. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. If you enjoyed this, check around the website for more stuff. I've got other Red Panda episodes. I've got episodes covering the Shadow, and I'm going to leave it at that. So check that stuff out. Until next time, folks, take care. This is MJ signing out. I hope you enjoyed that. Go to mjmunoz.com to leave any questions, comments, or other feedback you might have. There you can find all of my analysis, art, and fiction. I cover books, tokusatsu, comic books, anime, and more. Look around. You're sure to find something else that you'll enjoy as well. This has been a Story Over Everything production.